Buy a home, rent a home. Buy a home, rent a home. You know what? Rather than leave it to luck of the draw, it's better to be strategic about this decision. Before I do this video, I want to disclose something to you guys, and that's the fact that I'm a real estate agent, so I help people become homeowners and take advantage of its benefits every day. On the flip side, I'm also currently renting where I live because it's what works for me right now in this season of my life. I'm going to do the best to give an objective point of view on the pros and cons of both renting and owning a home. First, let's start with the benefits of renting because it's usually what people will do for some time before they actually become homeowners. You'll commonly hear people say, paying rent is basically throwing your money away every month. I disagree with that. Reason being is that renting is a service, not a purchase. Similar to how you pay money to stay at a hotel for a night or pay money for an Uber for a ride to the airport, neither of those are burning money and neither is renting if you think of it as a service rather than purchasing something. To get into a rental, it can be significantly cheaper to do than purchasing a home because you'll only have an upfront deposit that you can get back when you move out. For easy math, let's say that your rent is $2,000 a month. You can expect to pay first month's rent, last month's rent, or both, so you're looking around $2,000 to $4,000, plus a small fee for a pet deposit if that applies to you. Now, if you're buying a home, you're looking at a bit larger upfront cost. When you buy a property with a mortgage, you can expect to pay for things like origination fees, loan points, inspections, appraisals, and homeowners insurance. All of this can add up to be a lot more than a deposit that you get back when you move out. After time, we know that things wear out, from the roof of the home, the appliances, or even this YouTube channel because you're not subscribing and smashing the like button. When you're renting a place, you don't have to worry about saving up for big money maintenance items like your furnace when it quits on you in the middle of winter or replacing your dishwasher if it decides to quit on you one day. These are things that the landlord will take care of since they're the owners of the property. If you're the property owner though, I definitely recommend putting a little money aside every month so that when these large maintenance items come up, you're not scrambling to round up the funds to take care of it. All of us are familiar with Uncle Sam. Every April, we go and make sure that our taxes are done on time so he can get his cut. With a rental, you don't have to worry about property taxes increasing like you would if you were the homeowner. In turn though, when taxes do go up, a landlord will usually raise the rent a little bit so they can maintain the cap rate that they're looking to get on their rental property. With homes appreciating and taxes going up, whether you're renting the property or you own the home, you can expect those monthly expenses to slowly creep up over time. If you're someone who likes to travel and move from place to place every few years, renting can be great because you don't have to worry about many things holding you back when you want to move. You just wait until your lease is up, or if it's immediate that you need to move, you can buy out your lease or have another person take your lease over for you. Then you have the freedom to move wherever your heart desires, whether that's somewhere random like Oak Grove, Kentucky, or the best place on earth right here in Bozeman, Montana. While you own the property, moving is a bit more complex. You're going to have to find a real estate agent to list and sell your property. There will be costs associated with that. You'll have to deal with people scheduling showings to come and look at your property and keeping it clean. Once it is under contract, there's going to be inspections and appraisals, and those things can start even more negotiations. So if you need less time than 45 days to be somewhere, renting is probably the route to take. With all of that being said, if you're living somewhere that you're looking to set some roots down, there's so many benefits that come with homeownership. The first and most obvious benefit is that you own the place. If it's a condo or townhouse, it can look a little bit different. Check out our video that we recently made on their differences. As for single family home though, it is completely yours to do with whatever you wish. If you want to knock down a wall to make it more of an open floor plan, or dig up the dirt in the backyard to make a garden, nobody is stopping you. In a rental, if you're trying to make big changes to the property, it's pretty likely that the landlord will shut down your great ideas. When you look at homeownership from a financial standpoint, there are many things to take into account. With over half of Americans living paycheck to paycheck, many people don't have much money set aside. One of the biggest problems that homeownership can help with is being a forced savings account. Many things can cause a person to be in the situation of living paycheck to paycheck, but paying your mortgage can be an easy way to build wealth without thinking about it, and you don't have to have the self-discipline of starting a savings account or an investment of any sort. If you're financing your property, this can be a much better investment than putting your money into the stock market because you get to borrow or leverage money from your lender. Think about it. If you put $20,000 into the stock market at an average of 7% return, in 3 years, your money is now worth $24,500.86. If you take that same 20 grand and you use it as a 20% down payment on a $100,000 loan, let's say your home appreciates only 3% a year for 3 years. Your $100,000 property is now worth $109,272.70. That same $20,000 upfront investment made you almost $7,000 more dollars in real estate, even though the surface level rate of return is lower, all because you're leveraging the bank's money, you made a much better return. With that appreciation in mind, your home is also a hedge against inflation. As the value of the dollar continues to inflate and be worth less over time, your home value will be increasing. When you're the homeowner and have a fixed rate mortgage, you don't have to worry about anybody raising the monthly expenses on you. Outside of taxes, maintenance here and there, your monthly expense is going to be set. No surprise of a landlord raising your rent from year to year. Another thing that a landlord can do in a rental that nobody can do to you in a home is tell you that you have to move. If you get to the end of your lease and the property owner isn't willing to renew the lease agreement, you could be forced to find a new place to live in. So again, if you have roots set somewhere, homeownership isn't a bad idea. There are also many tax benefits to owning your home. Please note, I am not an accountant or a CPA. These are just thoughts from a real estate YouTuber. With many reasons that somebody might sell their home, you could be downsizing, upsizing, changing locations, or even paying off other debts that you have. Either way, when you sell your home, you can exclude from taxable income up to $250,000 if you're single, or $500,000 from taxes if you're filing jointly with a spouse. There are a couple of stipulations to this though, which include the home has to have been your primary residence for 2 of the last 5 preceding years. The OTA estimates that in 2019, this exclusion saved taxpayers $43.6 billion. Again, consult with your personal tax professional before making any real estate moves for tax purposes. After a 30-year mortgage, if you decide not to sell your home, you've officially crossed the finish line to own your home free and clear. Outside of minor expenses like tax and maintenance, you're not going to have a monthly payment to live at your property. There's pros and cons to both owning and renting, depending on your personal situation in life. Neither option is objectively right or wrong. It's a decision that ultimately you have to make based on where your life is at and your financial situation. Before I give you a pro tip on budgeting and planning to buy a home, I want to ask you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel and smash the like button. It helps us out a ton to get our content in front of more people like yourself who are wanting to get educated on real estate. A common mistake that people can make when they're budgeting for a home is that they'll go to a mortgage calculator website, they'll type in their home price, their down payment, and what the interest rate is, and now they think that's what their payment is going to be. Well, this is going to be a little too low in most cases. Make sure when you're budgeting and using these online mortgage calculators that you take other things into account, like mortgage insurance, HOA dues, and homeowners insurance. All these are going to affect the actual monthly payment that you have. Drop in the comments whether you're a homeowner or a renter and tell us why. And if you're somebody who is sitting on the sidelines of real estate because you're waiting for the next crash to happen and the bubble to pop, you're going to want to watch this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.